G'day folks, Links here, and welcome back to Greg Tech New Horizons. So this video has been a little bit delayed. It's been, for people who aren't aware, it's been a relatively wet and windy weekend in my little patch of East Coast Australia. So just a quick aside, on the off chance that anyone from Southeast Queensland or Northern New South Wales is watching, I hope you're doing fine. So today we're going to look at the pipeline. So if I do something a little different, we actually switch. That looks nice and simple, doesn't it? It's a nice simple line. Yeah, that's actually the pipeline. So the pipeline is going to give us some important metals we need going forward. Obviously, it's going to give us platinum, but it's going to give us palladium, rhodium, ruthenium, iridium, which we need for IV, and osmium. Most of the recipes, I think, are like LV and MV. Osmium, I know, needs IV, but everything else, I think, is mostly like LV and MV. So I'm going to run most of the line at HV, most likely. And hopefully that should be good for now. So one of the really nice things, so this flowchart is from Cobra over on the GTNH Discord. I highly advise that you check out their flowcharts. Just the GTNH flowcharts channel in general on their Discord has some really good flowcharts, but yeah, Cobras are quite nice. This chart has been updated for 2.7. And it even gives you the totals of machines, the inputs and outputs, etc., and a nice handy checklist of what you should have on passive for the line. So it's definitely really good. Today we are just going to focus on the platinum part of the platinum line, as it is the bootstrap for everything else. And then, depending on how long this video takes, we may do palladium today as well. But if we get platinum done today, then that is the basis for everything else. So what we're going to do is we'll switch back to the game client. And then I was going to put the platinum line, I'm going to put the platinum line down here. As you can see, I've kind of started building it a little bit already. It's going to be on its own subnet. So this terminal is for the platinum subnet, which does have access to the required materials in the mainnet, so like carbon, PMP, salt, saltpeter, sulfur, etc. But so far I've just been laying out the machines for the actual platinum portion of the platinum line. We've got pretty much everything. I've got pretty much everything I need now. I've crafted the 27 LCRs already. It was really nice to be able to just go into Applied Logistics and say I want 27 LCRs. It did completely drain me of all of my steel, but I had enough of everything else, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I still need to sort out a couple of machines like the industrial mixer and whatnot and put down the LCRs. So I think what I'm going to do is get the machines laid out, and then we'll go through how everything bolts together. I'm hoping that since I'll be building this with mostly Applied Energistics, it hopefully shouldn't be too bad, because I will admit I was a little bit daunted looking at the pipeline. But I think if we take it sort of block by block as well, section by section, then we should be good. Another quick update is I did grab the multi-block fluid solidifier. So we now have the multi-block fluid solidifier, but we can't use the solidifier hatches yet, which are the hatches that take the different molds, allowing you to do the different molding recipes. So the only recipes we can do in this right now are recipes that don't need molds. Primarily, I'm using it to do the tungsten steel reinforced borosilicate glass. The reason we can't make the solidifier hatches is they need iridium, which needs the pipeline. So yeah, once we get the pipeline done, then we can use this to its full potential with the different solidifier hatches. But yeah, I do like the look of some of these GTNH, these new multi-blocks that they brought in 2.7. I don't know if this one was a 2.7 multi-block or not. I think it is. I just don't like the color. The color's a bit eh. But otherwise, I do like all the interesting shapes that some of the new multi-blocks have. So anyway, I'm going to go away and finish getting all of the machines put down. As you can see, we got the sort of beginnings of a new ME network down here. I have the interfaces that connect between the mainnet and the subnet. I will go through these once everything's hooked up. I do even have signs to remind me of what they are. But yeah, we'll go through the ME setup once we actually, once all the machines are down here and hooked up. So I will see you guys in a bit. And we're back. So I've got everything hooked up. My various bits. Mostly LCRs, but obviously electrolyzer and a mixer as well. EBF and sifter. Just need to check that all this is actually chunk loaded, which it isn't. Now we basically need to prime it. In theory, I should be in a good place to start, turning stuff on. So for the platinum concentrate, we need. I'll go look at my picture. Yeah, so we should probably make the aqua regia first, which is nitric acid and diluted sulfuric acid. Although, so if I switch to... I actually get platinum concentrate from bees, so what I could probably do is kick off the ammonium chloride, and because I don't have any diluted sulfuric acid, so I'd have to make that manually, but because I already have platinum concentrate from bees, what I could do is actually make the ammonium chloride first, and then use the diluted sulfuric acid from that to get the loop started. So what we'll do is down here I have a quadruple input hatch with a export bus, fluid export bus that's exporting ammonia and hydrochloric acid. So if I hook that up, that should start. Yep, that will start filling up now because it's pulling the fluids in from the mainnet. So what I've got is I've got items from mainnet. So we need carbon, PMP. PMP actually comes from the resource net where my ore processing and bees are. We need sulfur, which also comes from the resource net. We need salt and saltpeter dust. We don't need all these for platinum. We really only need, I think it's just that one and that one. No, actually, I think it's just PMP for platinum. I can't remember. But we need these for the other metals in the line. And then we're bringing in, and then we have fluids from mainnet as well. But this is actually bidirectional because the line does output chlorine and it does output ammonia. So basically, what I've got is the chlorine that gets used by the line is in the form of hydrochloric acid. There might be some pure chlorine as well, but I think it's hydrochloric acid that accounts for the chlorine use. So basically, hydrochloric acid will be pulled in, and then it will, and then the recycling loop will result in some chlorine back, which will go back into the mainnet where the chlorine storage tanks are, and then that will obviously be used by the passive reactors over there to make more hydrochloric acid to then put back in. So it's not a self-contained loop, but it should still be fine. Ammonia is coming from the fermented biomass setup over there. That distillation tower, those 4 distillation towers there, they're producing my ammonia. And then the hydrochloric acid is coming from the chemical reactor. It's coming from a passive chemical reactor I got. And then I need oxygen somewhere, I'm fairly sure. I need oxygen for nitric acid, for the nitric acid loop. And hydrogen, I can't remember why I've got that in there. I think there's another metal that needs it, or another metal or another process that outputs it. So obviously you need to send it back to the mainnet. So what we'll do is we actually need to go tell the because what I've got at the moment is the B network is actually holding on to that. Not that one. That one. The B network is actually holding on to that platinum concentrate, 900 odd thousand liters. Nearly 1,000 buckets, which is passively coming from the bees. And if I go to my other world, my ocean dimension, I'm fairly sure I still have a super tank here with platinum concentrate in it. Oh, maybe I moved it. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, so I need to pick this up and move it. I'll tell you what we'll do. Grab that. So beware when you do pick these up, you get a debuff, which is fine. You can get rid of it with Terra Wart or Milk, but obviously it won't go away until I get rid of the tank, until I get the tank out of my inventory when I find it. There it is. So what I'll do is I will just shove it. I'll probably just shove it like I don't know, somewhere. I'll probably just shove it here for now. So this is the reactor that will output the platinum concentrate. It's actually going to buffer into a tank, and there's a input hatch on. So there's an input hatch with a pump on, on the other side of this tank. And then from the underside of the tank, I will put a fluid export bus to bring in any platinum concentrate from the bees. This could probably do with being bigger. I could actually probably just take that and put it. Should I just take? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's take you, and we'll put you, because I actually forgot that I had this tank. So what we'll, yeah, so we'll just do that. So this is now filling up with platinum concentrate. Unfortunately, because of my excellent planning, I can't see the hatch from above. I have to go underneath. So what we should be able to do now is, I think we should be able to turn this. Oh, hang on, I need to look at the. Yeah, it is the reprecipitated platinum dust that gives you the diluted sulfuric acid. So if I turn, let's get rid of this debuff before I starve to death. There we go. So if I turn you on, no valid recipe. That's because I'm missing the ammonium chloride. So if we turn the ammonium chloride on, that should be going into a hatch somewhere. So for stuff that is basically like a loop or whatever, or stuff that's like the Aqua Regia loop and whatnot, I have just used conduits to help keep it simple. Those are the output. Oh, I don't have an input hatch on here, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have an input hatch on here, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, we could probably do it with an input hatch. That would be a good way to get fluids in, wouldn't it? This tank here is for the palladium-enriched ammonia. So just to stockpile that. I might even turn that into a super tank as well, just to buffer it. But yeah, we do need an input hatch. So if we grab one of those, I'll just grab an MV one. Be fine. We'll grab that. Put that down here. This video will be probably longer. I don't want to cut too much out of this video, but we will only be doing the platinum. I don't think we'll get around to palladium today. We'll probably do palladium and the other metals tomorrow, or in a part 2, which will probably be tomorrow. So if I grab ammonium, if we grab ammonium chloride, we shove it in there. So that is now full of ammonium chloride. And if we turn it on, we get our diluted sulfuric acid, we get palladium-enriched ammonia, nitrogen dioxide. So this is... at HV, this is going to take 70 seconds still. I didn't look at the time on that. Oh, it's a HV recipe, right? So we probably want to run. I just saw it's a HV recipe, so this isn't actually overclocking. I might actually chuck a second hatch on here then. I might chuck a second HV energy hatch on here. Yeah, because I've got room there. So what we might do is we'll wait for that we'll turn that off so then it doesn't run again. But what it should do now is it should output platinum salt dust, which will end up in the sifter. And it will output... Tell you what, we'll just let's not turn all the machines on straight away. I want to turn them on sort of one by one. So we will... so we'll wait for this. It's nearly done. And then, so now that should have outputted, 9 buckets of nitrogen dioxide. The water is coming from the reservoir hatch. And what's the other thing that... what is the other thing that nitric acid needs? It needs oxygen. Which I'm getting in through there. So I just need to connect you up. And that should be ready to make nitric acid. So if I turn you on, so that's now going to make nitric acid, and it's going to fill up this hatch. And then if I turn you on, what is the other thing we need? We needed the diluted sulfuric acid, but that should be in there already. So if I turn you on, no valid recipe. Underneath the mixer. Yeah, there's 9 buckets of diluted sulfuric acid. So one of the things is, if you are running something like, as the flowchart says, if you're running crops or bees as a source of platinum, you will get excess platinum concentrate. So so basically the idea is that you need to allow these to overflow. The nitrogen dioxide and the sulfuric acid, you need to allow those to overflow to avoid clogging the line. So these are just 32 bucket tanks with voiding covers on top for the nitrogen dioxide and the sulfuric acid. Have I chosen the wrong circuit number? Potentially. No. I don't know why that's not working. It needs a bucket of nitric acid and a bucket of diluted sulfuric acid. Has that Aqua Regia? Has that actually changed since the flowchart? Multi-bot mixer. 1 bucket of nitric acid, 1 bucket of... Right, I'm going to go away and just see if I can figure out why this isn't working, and we'll be back in a sec. Right, I figured it out. It had input separation enabled, so it was separating the 2 input hatches and treating them as separate recipe inputs. So now we have our Aqua Regia, but we don't have any. We haven't turned this on yet, so there's no platinum metallic powder dust. So if we turn that on, that was power. Is that not? Oh, that's not connected. So I just voided some Aqua Regia. Yeah, I voided. I voided. It only needs for. Where is it? Where is it? Platinum metallic powder dust. Yeah, it only needs a bucket. So, yeah, we'll. I don't know why that's run out. Okay, I'll just quickly go figure out why that's run out. Why that's not running. 1 sec. Right, we are back. So it was just me being stupid why this wasn't working. Because turning it on without power voided some of the Aqua Regia. There just wasn't enough in there for the recipe. So if I turn it back on now, it'll run. I can probably turn this back on. And while those run, what we should do is we need to provide a outlet for all of the platinum concentrate that's in the resource network. Probably should have done that while I was here. So we have a send fluids to mainnet storage bus. So what we can do is we can put platinum concentrate in there. And if I understand the way these ME buses work correctly, they are always constantly trying to find a storage destination to output their stuff into. So if we look at this now, it's all still there. Okay. Oh, that might be because Platinum Concentrate isn't configured on the interface where the pipeline is. So mainnet fluids, yeah, Platinum Concentrate isn't in here. So if we do that, so what I should see now is this should start going up. No. Okay. Maybe something has to pull it, which could be a problem. Because yeah, this should be, so this is outputting and it's cached. If I go look at the fluid terminal here, we can see, we can't see, no, hang on, I have it the wrong way around. I think. Right, I don't think this is going to work the way I expect it to. So that is insert only. I think we need to add it to. I think to pull it out of the hatch, so it looks like the hatch doesn't constantly try and store the fluid, send the fluid to storage. So I think I have to actually pull it out, or maybe hopefully if I don't think I've got any spare platinum combs. No. We got a lot of platinum metallic powder though, 12k. So I think what I'm going to have to do is put an export bus on here to have it pull in the the platinum concentrate from the other network. So in theory, what I probably just need to do is do, say, something like that. Platinum concentrate, and then, oh, actually, no, I think I know what there is. I have noticed with a couple of AE blocks, there is actually with a couple of AE filters, like fluid cells, for example. If you use these fluids, it didn't seem to work in the cell workbench correctly. That could be the case for storage things as well. I may have to click and drag the cell rather than the I may have to click and drag the cell instead. Let's do that. We'll just see if that's done anything. No. At least I don't think it has. No. So we'll need to, but we may need to do it over here as well. So that is bi-directional. Platinum concentrate. We grab the cell instead. This may not. Yeah, this may not work the way. No. So I think I'm going to have to do that and then just attach a. Just do that for now. And hopefully, might pull it in. No, I don't think that's good. Right, I'm just going to go away and see if I can figure out why that's not working, and we'll be back shortly. Okie doke, I figured it out. So, I don't have an interface on the main net that is pushing fluids into the platinum net, because this is making fluids in the main net accessible to the platinum net, but interfaces don't, storage buses don't pull. They don't push or pull. They have to be pushed to and pulled from, by something else in the network. So I did originally plan to use a storage cell for platinum concentrate rather than that super tank. So I had a platinum concentrate fluid cell in here. So all I've done is I've moved it to over here, and as you can see, it's going down. So now the resource net will send platinum concentrate to the main net, I think I'll just keep all my fluid storage on mainnet. So the platinum concentrate will get pushed into the mainnet, and then what will happen is because platinum concentrate is... Where is that actually going? That is rising, but I don't actually know why. Because I've not... The fluid interface here is not filtering platinum concentrate. But yeah, basically, anyway, any platinum concentrate from the mainnet will now get exported via that. So I swapped the storage bus on this tank for a fluid export bus. So now it will export any platinum concentrate from the mainnet will be pulled in to this tank, and that should sort that problem. So now any platinum concentrate we get from the bees is going into the platinum net where it belongs. So we can put that away because I'm not going to use that. So the only curiosity I have is how is that actually working? Have I got a spare fluid terminal? I don't think I do. No, so I have to make one. So if we just quickly make a fluid terminal, I'm curious to see what fluids are visible from the other network, because the storage bus doesn't have a filter. While we wait for that, the storage buses down here don't include platinum concentrate in their filter, so I have no idea how this network is seeing the platinum concentrate right now, unless I'm misunderstanding how these work. This might only be for sending. This might only be for sending fluids back to the mainnet. So this filter might only control what is sent to the mainnet rather than what can be pulled from the mainnet. But we'll see in a second. If I grab the fluid terminal, and we just shove it here. Yeah, see, this can see all the fluids in the mainnet. Okay, so those filters don't work the way that I thought they did. For some reason, I thought that the filters on the storage bus could be used to control what fluids could be seen by the subnet, but that doesn't appear to be the case. These filters only control what fluids can be pushed from the platinum net back to the main net. Okay, well that's fine. So we have we can make platinum concentrate. We can make platinum concentrate. We are making the aqua regia is looping. So that's really good. Now what this is creating is this is now creating platinum salt dust and reprecipitated platinum salt. So platinum salt dust goes into the sifter. So if we turn that on, that will now create refined platinum salt, which will end up in here somewhere. There, it'll end up in there. And that should end up, and that's going into the blast furnace now, which is making us chlorine and platinum metallic powder. So so most of the recycling loop is now working. Yeah, so the recycling loop for platinum metallic powder and chlorine is working. For partially for chlorine. There's that little bit of chlorine there, but this electrolyzer will also recycle chlorine as well. So what we need to do now is we need to make some calcium chloride to put into here to basically get the loop going. Now, I don't think I have any... I probably don't have any calcium chloride. No. And I assume it's just calcium and chlorine? That could be a really dumb assumption, but I'm assuming it is. Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's just calcium dust. I just need to put calcium dust into the network. I think all I need to do then is... I think I just need to turn you on. Yeah, so platinum dust, if I turn it on. Yeah, there we go. So that has made... So I pre-filled the network with 165 calcium because it will loop. And the way that it will loop is by looping through this electrolyzer, which will then electrolyze it back into calcium and chlorine. So the chlorine will go back to the main net, and the calcium will end up back in the network. As you can see, we're back at 179, 180, and we should have our first bit of platinum dust. Should have our first bit of platinum dust. Yeah, there we go. We have, what is that, 32 platinum dust. Now, the refined platinum salt is being done through there. I massively overspec this. This is HV with nichrome coils, but as you can see, it's only using 412 EU per tick, which is because of the energy discount from the coils, because this only needs 900 Kelvin, this recipe. So it's getting a good discount from the coils, and it's also getting a good overclock as well. Now, I presume the bottleneck is just this, the reprecipitated platinum dust. So I think what we'll do is we will turn it off, and we will actually run this at EV. I mean, it is a passive line, so it's not terrible that it takes 70 seconds, but we definitely have headroom to make it faster. This is also going to fill up fairly quickly. This is a 256 bucket tank though, so it should be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove first of all, let's definitely make sure it's finished. Yeah, it's finished. So I'm going to just shove another energy hatch on here, and I'm hoping that there will be enough power to go around. So what I do have is I have 8 amps of HV coming out of this high amp transformer. I'm hoping that should be enough. Obviously, it's not going to run the whole line. I will bring the power down here and put some more transformers, further down. But for now, I'm hoping that if I do this, we might actually be good then to run this at... Yeah, it's only using 960 EU per tick anyway. But there we go, that's 17.5 seconds now. That should be much better. So yeah, we should see this slowly... If we just see if we can get a good vantage point, we should see machines turning on and off. So nitric acid, aqua regia flickers on and off. Making more platinum concentrate. And we're not making any more platinum dust yet, I don't think. Unless it's just that. Oh yeah, it's just that quick to make the platinum dust. Now, the platinum concentrate, what will happen eventually is this will back up. This will back up. In fact, I may need to upgrade this to a bigger tank. The primary problem is that I need the... Where is it? I need the platinum residue dust for the rest of the line. This is used to make the other metals in the line. So the leach residue dust, I think, is used... Yeah, is to make... and then, yeah, and that goes to ruthenium, I think, and that goes towards iridium. I think that goes towards iridium and osmium. So this needs to still produce platinum concentrate. This still needs to produce the platinum residue mixture, even if the platinum concentrate is full. So I think what I might do is I might actually upgrade this to a bigger tank. I wonder if it's filling up because it's still exporting from this network. Let's see. Yeah, it's still exporting from this network as well. What I might do, though, is I can quite easily make bigger super tanks. So I might actually upgrade that to a super tank 2, which should be fairly easy. I should be able to just do So have the output on the top, fluid auto output, shove it there, and then that's going to take a bit. So the super tanks, as far as I've been told, I believe that the output rate for these corresponds to their tier. So the first super corresponds to the tier of pump that's used in the recipe. So this is outputting, these first super tank uses an LV pump, so it will output as fast as an LV pump, unless I was to shove another pump on, which I think I could do actually. That might actually be the better way to do it. And then yeah, but we are getting platinum dust. You know what? Let's just shove an IV pump on it for overkill. We are actually getting. Yeah, we're gonna go now. So yeah, we are actually getting a good run though. But we are getting platinum dust, albeit very slowly, and we should be getting the other bits as well. The platinum residue dust, which will be used for the next step in the line, or for the next for the other metals in the line. So I am aware that this video is getting pretty long. So I think what I'll do, there we go, that's full now, so I can take that pump off, reclaim that pump, and then I will take, this is going to get very annoying. I'll tell you what, let's just pull it off, and we'll put it somewhere, I don't know where. Also, you don't, if the tank is below a certain level, you don't get the debuff when you pick it up. I just don't know what that level is. Because I know I will get the debuff. Yeah, I will get the debuff when I pick that one up. So if we do that, and then I need to eat some Terra Wart, make the debuff go away. And then what we'll do is we'll just use a cell to quickly grab the fluid out of there and shove it in there. And we'll make sure that we lock the fluid as well. We shouldn't need to do that, but we'll do it anyway, just in case. But yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll do overflow voiding mode. So when this gets to 8,000 buckets of platinum concentrate, this will continue running to make the... this will continue running to make the platinum residue dust, but it will just void excess platinum concentrate. Because it is all sort of much of a muchness at this point, simply because platinum, I don't know where that tank's gone. It's gone somewhere. Yeah, that tank has disappeared somewhere, and I don't know where. Oh well. I'm sure it'll appear somewhere at some point. And it's only Super Tank 1 anyway. So yeah, so that is basically it for the platinum portion of the platinum line, I believe. So I think what we'll do is we might cut this video here, and then I will start work on another video to get the rest of the line up. But yeah, we're actually getting efficient platinum dust now, rather than only getting platinum nuggets. But yeah, we need to do palladium. But I am conscious that this video has gone on for a bit. So actually, I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at the picture. So the next thing we need, we can't do palladium until we do formic acid. So I'll tell you what. Now that we've got this sort of basic setup up, I will quickly go away and lay out the machines for formic acid, and we'll get formic acid up, and then I will kick off the next video with palladium and the other platinum metals. So I will see you guys in a bit. Right, we are back. So for the formic acid line, I decided to do wall sharing LCRs, because that seems to actually not be too terrible. I didn't bother wall sharing any of the LCRs for the platinum stuff because, well, really, I just didn't want to
I just didn't want to think too much. It's easier. It's easier on the brain if you don't wall share the bigger lines, but obviously it is more efficient resource-wise and space-wise and so on. But just building the multi-blocks individually is also a bit of a flex as well. But this is basically lots of wall shared input and output hatches and buses, etc. It's all wired up, so I guess we'll see if it works. So in theory, we start with the sodium hydroxide. So this is now going to produce sodium hydroxide. And the hydrogen will end up in the input hatch because the sodium sulfate recycling needs hydrogen. And then what should happen is it will end up in the ME network because I'm using a ME output bus. So it'll end up in the ME network where this stocking bus will pick it up. So let's turn on carbon monoxide because that's, again, fairly simple. That's fairly simple. I don't know why it's doing that. Where it's kind of... I think it's just because it's that fast. I think because all these recipes are only 15 ticks at LV, and I'm running them at HV. So literally, I might have to turn on batch mode, potentially, to stop the flickering. I don't know how good that is for TPS, although it is just me playing, so that's probably fine anyway. It's not like this is a multiplayer server, and it's not like my base is huge. Cool, so we have carbon monoxide, we have sodium hydroxide in the network as well, in theory? I don't know where that went. No, we don't have sodium hydroxide in the network. Where did it go? Did it go into my main net? Oh no, sodium hydroxide dust, 96. Oh, I've not connected. I'm dumb. I've not actually connected the. I've not connected the thing. Right. So what we'll do is we'll bring this down. I don't want to run because I could just run this across, but I have this output hatch here for the formic acid, which will need something going to it. I haven't actually decided what that something is yet. Whether I'll actually use an ME output hatch or whether I'll use a conduit or whatever. Right, so now, yeah, there we go. 97 is in there now. So if I turn on sodium formate, oh yeah, here we go. Sodium formate. So there's 32 buckets in that hatch. In the input hatch for formic acid. So if I turn on formic acid, that full? Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, 16 buckets of formic acid in there, and then that should, and then we turn on the sodium sulfate recycling, which gives us that, which now is being recycled back into sodium hydroxide. Which will make more. Yeah, there we go. That's the loop. So that is now. So that will just keep constantly looping whilst ever formic acid is being. At the moment, it's clogged because the formic acid isn't going anywhere. But yeah, I am debating what to do with this at the moment. Whether I use a conduit. It's only used in palladium. But the problem is I don't quite know where I'm going to put palladium yet. Unless I just put palladium like here. Because palladium isn't a huge line. I don't think. Yeah, palladium is 3 LCRs and a sifter. And technically I could probably reuse this sifter, actually. Because the sifter is for palladium metallic powder. Recycling. So if we switch back to my image, here. So the sifter is used to recycle palladium. Is used to recycle palladium metallic powder, just like it is platinum metallic powder. So, and the first LCR will be level emitted. So the first LCR will only turn on if we have more than a certain amount of palladium metallic powder dust in the network. But yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll end it there because I don't want to make the video go on for much longer. So what we'll do, the next video, I will kick off with palladium because we basically have all the bits we need for palladium. So I will kick off with palladium, and then we will look through the other platinum group metals. So that's iridium, rhodium, ruthenium, osmium. I think that's all of them. And obviously palladium. And we'll get those built. So if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Catch you later.